Hello, I'm Kristy Ella. Today I'm going to share a story about a cookie jar and a young girl named Jill and the weight she carried from childhood. You know, it's funny how certain moments from childhood, small, seemingly insignificant moments, can root themselves so deeply in who we become. We just wake up one day as adults and realize we've been organizing our entire lives around something that happened when we were 7 years old. This story is about a special family ritual, how a wall was innocently built. Let's listen to Jill tell her story.
I was 7 years old. The summer my grandmother's cookie jar disappeared. It wasn't just any cookie jar. It was this beautiful ceramic thing, hand-painted cow with tiny purple flowers that sat on her kitchen counter like a small throne. It had belonged to her mother. My grandmother, Nana Rose we called her, kept it filled with ginger snaps that she made herself, and the rule was simple. 1 cookie after lunch, 1 after dinner. No asking, no sneaking. The honor system, she called it. I loved that jar more than I loved the cookies, if I'm honest. I loved the weight of the lid in my hands, the soft clink when I set it back down. I loved that Nana trusted me with it. The summer I turned 7, my cousin Danny came to stay with us for 2 weeks, while his parents sorted out what everybody whispered about but nobody explained. Danny was 10, and he had this way of making me feel younger than I was, like I was a baby he had to put up with. One afternoon, when the adults were all outside fussing over the garden, Danny dared me to take 3 cookies instead of 1. "Nana won't notice," he said, grinning. "She's old. Old people forget things." I said no. I said it was against the rules. He called me a baby. So I took 3 cookies. We ate them fast, giggling in the pantry like bandits. And when I went to put the lid back on the jar, my hands were shaking, maybe from the sugar, maybe from the guilt, and I fumbled it. The jar slipped. It hit the edge of the counter and shattered across the linoleum floor in a spray of ceramic violets and ginger snap crumbs. I froze. Danny ran. When Nana came in and found me standing there in the wreckage, she didn't yell. She just looked at the pieces scattered around my feet, and then she looked at me with these soft, sad eyes and asked, "What happened, sweetheart?" I should have told her the truth. I should have said, "Danny dared me, and I was stupid, and I'm so sorry." Instead, I said, "It just fell. I was putting it back, and it just fell." She studied my face for a long moment. Then she nodded, kissed my forehead, and swept up the pieces herself. The next day, there was a new cookie jar with ginger snaps in it. It was plain, and it was yellow. Life rolled on as if nothing had changed. But I had changed, and the feel of the jar had changed. It was now just a plain yellow jar. Danny still tried to get me to take extra cookies, and told me if I told on him he would hate me. The ginger snaps no longer tasted the same. I just wanted Danny to go home. Something changed in me that day. Something small and poisonous took root. I didn't understand it at the time, but I knew something had changed. I started watching Nana's face whenever I was around her, searching for signs that she knew, that she'd figured it out, that the trust was gone. She never acted any differently. I thought maybe she had forgotten. As Danny had told me that old people forget things, she still let me help in the kitchen, still called me her sweet girl, still slipped me an extra cookie when no one was looking. But I couldn't feel it anymore. I didn't understand how I felt. I was just a child. I didn't understand how breaking the cookie jar would change my whole life.